Hello, and welcome to The One Storyteller, the podcast. My name is Reagan.
And I'm Andrew.
There we go.
We actually had an actual intro there.
Wow, it's crazy. And we also started laughing during it. Because,
That's good.
Yes,
good.
we took a break for 5 minutes and continued to debate the Sam question from last time, to which, yeah, it's a question. Basically, Sam was always going to turn around, and I think that Tolkien could have phrased it in a slightly better way that removed some ambiguity that most people will probably not experience reading through it, because I just read better than most people.
Well, good job.
I'm sure that everyone I know would agree with that statement, except for all of them. So we are going to talk about Chapter 20, which is Chapter 8.
Yes.
The Farewell to Lorien. We did not get to it last time.
No,
Unfortunate.
That's okay.
But this is a shorter chapter, and it's also... You told me I would have issues with this chapter.
Was I correct?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, I have to ask, is it as bad as the last chapter?
No.
Okay.
It's not a bad chapter.
Well, that's different than what I thought.
It's just silly.
I thought it was silly. Now I don't think it's silly after I read it.
I think it's silly.
Yeah. The breakfast boat is based.
It's a thing.
Okay.
It's a thing they did. So we've had this whole encounter between Frodo, Sam, Galadriel, looking at the future, making sure that especially Frodo and Sam are committed, which is good because ultimately at the end of the book, Frodo and Sam are going to be on their own. They're the ones
that's most necessary. Yeah.
And so I do wonder if Galadriel knew that would happen or knew that was a possibility.
Possibility? Let's say that.
Yeah. So I guess she does have a mirror that kind of tells her stuff that could eventually happen. So I wonder if that came up in there, and that's why
Perhaps.
She pulled them aside. And so chapter Farewell to Lorien is pretty obviously they're leaving.
Yes. I'm a sucker for conclusions, and this is the conclusion of Lorien, so it's the best Lorien chapter.
I do come to many conclusions
it is,
from this chapter.
It really ties up all the cool themes we've been seeing, I think.
Interesting.
Oh my goodness.
So they come up to Celeborn. Celeborn says, "You can quit here and stay, or you can keep on going." And they all decide to go, which is good.
Yeah.
And Galadriel kind of reads their minds, I think, to get confirmation on all of that. And not all of them are going to go to Doom. Like, that's not the point. Is not for all of them to go into Mordor.
And sort of that's something we saw in Rivendell.
Mm-hmm.
What we see here is Galadriel she has this perhaps supernatural mind reading to help confirm this, or even just like really good awareness of people.
Mm-hmm.
She says they've all decided to go. And Boromir sets himself apart from everyone else. He says, well, as for me, I have to go if I'm going to go home.
Yeah. Which
sets him apart from a lot of the themes we've been seeing and even the rest of the Fellowship. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he wants to return back to his home. He feels it's his work, which in many ways it is.
Well, yeah, I think he's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But rip. And it used to be that Aragorn was also going to go to Minas Tirith.
Yes.
But there's a question on that.
Yeah, and here's one of the rare places Tolkien really opens a window into someone's thought process.
Yes.
And I appreciate... You could argue that there are other times this has been necessary. Mm-hmm. I think it is very important here.
Yes.
Which is why he does it.
Yes.
Aragorn is very thankful for the boats. And in a way, this is and we're going to see this in the Great River, or from this point forward, these last 3 chapters in the book, Farewell to Lorien, Great River, Breaking of the Fellowship, spoilers. Yep.
I wonder what happens.
Is Aragorn's leadership is in peril. And he has the best excuses for not being a good leader right now.
Yeah.
But he's not being a good leader right now.
Yeah.
He says, "Oh, I love these boats because I can delay and postpone this decision."
Yes.
And as far as he's concerned, that is fair for him.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone else sort of takes advantage of it too
It's
much.
Not very good.
And
Yeah,
it does put us into a pattern that's like, okay, this is not good.
the whole conflict is basically Celeborn is asking where they're going to go. There's this great river next door, which is the Anduin.
Yes.
Yeah, I've always read that as Aundin. So Ondin is how I've always said
I
it.
see.
I'm just stupid.
Well, hey,
Maybe dyslexic is a nice word.
something like that.
So yes, the
I forgive
Anduin
you.
River is a north to south river, and you can either go on the east side, which is a straight path, but it's in a dangerous part of the land.
Pretty straight, much more
Yes.
direct path to Mordor.
Yes. Or you can go on the west side, which is not as direct and also goes through like the land of Saruman and stuff. Well,
Yeah.
it goes through Rohan,
Rohan and
which
Gondor.
is generally positive.
Yeah.
But you would have to cross over the river later, and Osgiliath is orc territory.
It is,
so
yeah.
it can be easy up front and difficult in the back end, or it can be difficult up front.
Well, there's
but-
also a waterfall.
Yeah.
Which is what they decide eventually to commit to.
True.
So we'll go as far as the Falls of Daros.
True. One time I started writing a book called The Falls of Raros.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I just thought it was a fun name. I don't remember why. I don't remember any of the plot of it. It was a cool name. So Aragorn is the de facto leader now that Gandalf is gone, but he doesn't want to make the decision on east to west. So Celeborn says, I'll give you some boats. And
Yeah.
Aragorn says, cool, I have some days to think about it
Yeah.
and to delay. So not great showing. It's almost like Aragorn doesn't want to be the leader.
Well, he
I
definitely
think.
does.
Yeah.
He feels like he's the most qualified. He feels like that's his duty.
Mm-hmm.
But being the leader of the Fellowship implies protecting the Ring Bearer and going to Mordor,
Yeah.
which he feels duty bound to do that. But he's like being pulled in equal force.
Yeah.
Like, I need to go to Gondor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what he said. He's like, Boromir, I'm going to go to Gondor with you. And now that's in doubt, too.
Yeah.
Not only from our last discussion is doubt toward, like, can we even triumph? Now it's like, what do I even do?
Yeah.
So he's in a really rough spot.
He can't both be king in Gondor and also
The ring escort.
walk into Mordor
Yeah.
right now.
One does not simply walk into Mordor if you want to be king of Minas Tirith.
if you are busy in Gondor, yeah. So he does have conflict. The movies have him much more conflicted about the idea of being king at all.
Yeah, it's different.
It is different,
Yeah.
yeah, but there
And-
is still a conflict of leadership somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Which-
Is the conflict Aragorn has here is kind of front loaded on to the first book.
Yeah.
As opposed to like in the movies later on.
Yeah.
We see him resolving that. Here Aragorn always knows he wants to be king, that that's his duty. But I used to just blatantly prefer like the movie Aragorn actually. But this last read through I've seen like more development stuff with book Aragorn.
Yeah.
Which I am very much appreciating.
Yeah, I think they're both good.
Yes.
They're just different. It
Yeah.
just depends on how
I-
you take it.
Definitely. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I have a lot of stuff to complain about with Jackson's movies, but Aragorn isn't one of them.
Curious. A lot of people hate the Aragorn.
Really?
And I think so.
Well, it is.
From what I've heard.
You can't
It's
say
just
it's the
different.
same as the book.
Yeah.
But it's different, but it's done well.
Okay.
So I'm happy.
So they get the boats, and then they are about to head down river. Galadriel says, "Don't take counsel tonight." They do take counsel tonight. I feel like nothing bad happens because of it, and so
Don't trouble your hearts over much.
yeah.
So maybe they
With
did
thought
that.
of the road tonight, but it says, in spite of the words of Galadriel in the next paragraph, they wish to take counsel together.
We'll come back to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems like an odd mention that doesn't really help or hurt them.
What we're
I
going to see
guess.
by the end of this book, and I have
Mhm.
my biggest complaint is with the last chapter. I have a huge complaint
That's
there.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
If he has a complaint, what do I have to say?
I don't know if it will bother you the same.
Oh,
we'll
maybe
see.
it won't.
We'll
Maybe
see.
I'll like it.
It doesn't fall into the category of other things you've been complaining
Fair
about.
enough.
So we'll see.
I just complain about important
Everything.
things.
Yeah. But we'll come back to this idea because it's relevant for the breaking of the fellowship thing. Galadriel says, "Don't worry, maybe it's already decided where you'll go."
Yeah.
Which is that divine providence awareness that slight spoilers rather is, I think, Tolkien's cop out for how everyone gets split up at the end.
Okay.
Which is not satisfying to me.
Okay.
You could use that in part, but the extent to which he utilizes that, it appears to me, is ridiculous.
Well, his whole magic system is Deus Ex Machina, so I'm not surprised.
Well, it's just not explained.
Yeah.
Except I don't think it's Deus Ex Machina.
It's not, because Gandalf can't burn snow.
Yeah.
If it was Deus Ex Machina, he would have just been able to burn snow and get them out. Yeah. So that is one of those things. I mean, I think one of the earliest chapters, I questioned what is Tolkien's relationship with fate, because it seems like there's some amount of fate, there's some amount of providence, and I can't even often tell whether he means those as separate ideas or if they're kind of interchangeable. Like, I know they're different, but he seems to rely on both of them to some extent. You could argue that the fate is providence. Yeah.
Yes.
I just have questions on that.
It's not fate toward an ultimate end, that's for sure.
Fair enough.
But maybe there are some canon events that are set in stone. Maybe that would be the best way to do it. The breaking of the fellowship appears to be one of those in his mind. Yeah. Everything else hard to pin down.
Yeah. Well, even from the beginning of the fellowship, the point was that it would break.
Yes.
At some point.
Yeah.
And so,
as to the way it happens, I suppose I should say.
Yeah. The way it happens is definitely curious, but we'll debate that eventually. And but we all know it's going to happen.
But for right now, while they still think they have like a great deal of agency over this situation, it's clear that most of them would like to go to Minas Tirith first, and then what is it? To escape, at least for a while, from the terror of the enemy. Yeah. Which I
don't think that's going to be the answer.
No, and it frustrates me that so many of them want to do this. Yeah. And later chapters will show it's everyone except Aragorn and Frodo, basically. And Boromir, because I guess he's going to stay there either way. Yeah. Everyone else is happy to keep accompanying the ring, but they'd like to go to Minas Tirith first. Which they've spent a lot of time here in Lorien. It's like you are on a quest to destroy this ring, not to dodge your quest. And the point of Sam even saying earlier is, hey, this has been nice, but we need to get a move on. Yeah. I think this begins to come to my final critique, which is it's nice to have a contrast between we could wait or stay, but just having like a general broad stroke. A lot of them wanted to do this instead of like choosing one character to kind of embody that perspective and kind of wrestle with it. Yeah. I don't think that's very good. Yeah. I don't think that highlights his theme very well. I think it kind of reduces the competency of a lot of the characters as well. Because it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something out, but it seems like if they all want to go escape the terror of the enemy a while in Minas Tirith, like that's just the path to foolishness that Gandalf and Elrond already told them isn't going to work. Yeah. And Gandalf already reported that Minas Tirith is not any good and is kind of corrupt and like not a good place to go. Sort of. Yeah. It can't withstand. Not in so many words, but there's some they've degraded. Unfortunate Denethor hints. Yes. Yeah. So that's something I don't get a lot out of. I think you were complaining about Tolkien could have added or done some more stuff. Overall, I don't really see that. But this idea of he just paints broadly people wanting to go to Minas Tirith, I think is a poor choice. Yeah. It's part of the problem of having 9 main characters. Right. It's much more difficult to give everyone their own individual place. Well, if that was the solution, yes, but you don't have to do that. You can just choose one character and do that. So he's very capable of doing this even with 9 characters. Yeah. I think he could have done that fine. Yeah. You could have. But that would be
That would be crazy. That'd be crazy.
So anyway,
that's nitpicking.
That's preliminary for next thing.
That'll come back up later.
I
now,
will come
great.
back to this.
Yeah, good. Boromir does kind of like mutter to himself.
It'd be folly to throw it away. So many lives, I mean. Definitely not the ring.
Yeah. So there's an implication, a very heavy-handed implication, that he kind of wants the ring for himself and to help Gondor.
Yeah.
Not even for himself, maybe. I think it's just to help Gondor.
I think right now it's still to help
nobility.
Gondor.
But
for now,
Galadriel would have taken the ring to put an end to evil, is where it starts, and then it goes somewhere else that's bad. Yeah. And so Boromir is basically like Galadriel, is what I'm saying. Galadriel from the Rings of Power. It's very there is a tempest in her, shall we say.
It's a tempest in Boromir.
Oh my. That's my second Rings of Power reference today.
Okay, you used them up.
I have 18 more by legal contract, if I said so.
What else do you see?
So they start packing up. After this, everybody just kind of like falls asleep in the middle of the conversation instead of counseling.
They're sleepy.
Fair enough. The next day, they start packing up. The elves that could speak the company's language, which is few of them, those elves are actually pretty helpful.
Yeah.
And so they give plenty of supplies for the road.
I
Lembas bread.
Like how in the midst of all these supplies they're being given, like lembas and cloaks and stuff, there's also this whole bit that Tolkien gives words to, which is, try stepping in and out of the boats a bit. Like there's basically a paragraph about elves telling them to do that.
Yeah.
That's not super important.
Well, it is interesting. The boats, like you can put all sorts of stuff in the boats and they won't sink, but it won't save you from mishandling or something.
Yes. You still have to know what you're doing with a boat.
Yeah.
They say later, next chapter, there's these dangerous rapids, and Aragorn say, maybe the boats would make it through fine, but I think we'd die.
Yeah.
So it's sort of the idea in view here, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are good quality boats, but they can't save you from being stupid.
Yes.
And so that's pretty important.
That's exactly what Celeborn said too, basically.
Yeah.
That's a prophetic description.
Crazy. Unfortunately, they will not fully listen to the elves' commands.
These boats do not, in fact, save them from being stupid.
No, and the boats don't make it very far either, relatively. And so they get in their boats and they sail away. And then, this is where they get the cloaks.
Yes.
Cloaks that will be very useful. They're like camouflage, basically. Magic camouflage. Not really magic, but like you normal people would understand it as magic, is how Galadriel said it. So I'll say it that way too. They get the camo. They get the boats. They get rope. Sam is very happy to have rope. It's elvish rope. Hooray. Yeah. And then the elves are like, you should never travel without a rope.
It seems like, don't I know it?
I know. Even though, I don't know, is there something significant about rope and traveling? Because Tolkien has brought it up a lot.
I don't think there's like some deep theme here. I just think it's a practical truth.
Yeah.
You can do a lot with rope. And if you don't have it, you'll probably want it before too long.
I guess so. Tolkien is a rope enjoyer. That's all I get from that. But it came up when they left the Shire, and it came up when they left Rivendell, I think, and it came up when they're leaving Lothlorien. So like every place they resupply, Sam thinks about rope. So that's just curious.
Well, yeah.
If I had a quarter for every time Sam thought about rope, it would be 3 times.
Which isn't a lot. But it's weird it happened 3 times.
3 times.
Real ones will get that reference.
That's wild.
But I don't think you do.
That's Phineas and Ferb?
Oh,
right?
He did get it. Okay.
Yeah. Because I hate that, but I understand the meme.
Okay.
So boats are cool, and so they start boating down the river. But then they are stopped.
Yes. Which you find ridiculous. But let me defend the breakfast boat.
Yes, okay.
First of all, there's songs here, which are some of the best songs in the book.
Yeah, they are stopped by elves coming out on a boat.
Which Galadriel and Celeborn and some of those
That's the
royal
context.
important people. So they're leaving on the boats,
Yes.
and then like, wait, we haven't had dinner with you.
Yes.
We'd like to have a meal with you.
Yes.
Which makes Reagan spasm and say, well, why didn't they have them for dinner earlier?
I mean, yeah, right?
That's what I've always thought. And like Tolkien,
Until today.
Tolkien arranges things to be dramatic.
Yes.
I think
Yes, he does.
that's, and you can accept that. I think you get a lot if you do.
I can understand that is
but
what he does.
Also, it's not like Galadriel and Celeborn have just been twiddling their thumbs.
Yeah.
The Fellowship, maybe, but not these these elves.
And the Fellowship, not unreasonably so.
Sure.
They've been recovering.
That's right.
Now they're ready. Yeah.
But Celeborn and Galadriel aren't just like these powerful people who sit in chairs. Like later, the appendices make it clear like they're out in the field sometimes.
Yeah.
Like as in like the battlefield. I don't think they were running around fighting, but they during the time the Fellowship is here. But they're certainly like organizing stuff coming out of Moria. Like a lot of orcs got riled up and are coming out after the Balrog died.
Yeah.
And there's the implication. I don't think Galadriel can read Sauron's mind, or she says she can do that. But there's the suggestion there is some kind of mental struggle going on, which probably requires a lot of your attention.
Her brain power is elsewhere.
Yeah. And even, I think we'll see, preparing defenses against Stilguldur and even counterattacks against that place. So they've had a lot going on.
Yeah.
Fair enough, Fellowship of the Ring doesn't make that clear exactly.
Yeah.
But you can imagine if they didn't have him for dinner before, it's probably because they were doing something else that was important, you know?
Yeah, that is one way to read it.
Yeah. I think it's reasonable.
It's also just like, hey, you guys know that they're leaving tomorrow. You
Why
know
don't
that
you clear
you're
up some
going
time?
to make breakfast
Block
for them
out the time you're
tomorrow.
going to mentally post Sauron for like 9 to 5, and you can invite them over at 7.
Yeah.
You don't even have to make dinner.
Yeah.
You can get some of your servants to do that.
I think that makes sense.
Sure enough.
Yeah, it's just like they talked to them the night before, but they didn't eat with them.
Yeah. Well, that takes longer.
Yeah, true. But you can talk with them over a meal. So it's just
no,
silly.
You're right. It is a little silly.
I think Tolkien just wanted to write about how the boat looked like a big swan, and that it was actually a boat.
I think he probably did.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
I'll accept that.
Yeah. There's no like with a lot of the critiques that I have, there's nothing inherently wrong with it. It's also just
you would have done it differently.
Why did you do that? Why did you feel the need
Tolkien
to
is
do
willing to sacrifice a bit of realism.
Yeah.
To have some more dramatic timing of things.
And a bit of pacing.
I
think
that's debatable, perhaps.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things. It's like the company when they left Rivendell.
I see.
They went up Caradhras, and then they got reset,
you're correct.
And then they take the full journey. When they leave Lothlorien, they don't just get on a trip. They go 5 meters.
So it's
and then they stop.
It's mentally intrusive to you.
Yeah, it's just like ping ponging back and
rhythm.
forth.
Okay, I can understand that.
It's not horrible because it's still one chapter. Like if you were to read the chapter and organize it where they have breakfast at the beginning and then they leave, it's the same amount of words, and so it doesn't actually matter from that perspective. It's just
the flow of it.
I'm ready to leave. I'm not leaving anymore. Now I'm leaving again, and it's just
okay.
It just feels awkward.
I understand.
Whatever.
Okay.
It also feels it also, and I don't think it's supposed to feel like this. It does feel a little bit like Galadriel and Celeborn didn't want to eat with them while they were in Lorien, but now they are.
Yeah, I think that's not in view here at all.
Yeah, I don't think so, but that's kind of
interesting.
Yeah, because they wait until they get down the river just a little bit and then come out and meet them, and so I don't know. There's a degree of separation there, and I don't think that's the point.
No, you're probably more right than you should be about Tolkien wanting to describe the swan boat.
Yeah, it's a cool boat.
Yeah. There's also something, I'll keep using this word. There's something dramatic about Galadriel singing with a harp on a swan boat down a river.
Yeah.
You know?
He just wanted a musical number.
And
So he puts
there
it
are
in
2
there.
songs here in this chapter,
Mhm.
and they are both exquisite.
Yes.
This is where we see you're crazy. This is where we see like the
I'm just-
culmination of a lot of Galadriel development,
Okay.
and even of all this. The Fellowship of the Ring is the book about elves.
Tough. Okay.
The other ones really aren't.
Bless.
But this is where you get. I ignore that ridiculousness.
Yeah.
This is
can
where you
pass
get a
over that.
lot of some of the like quintessentially Tolkien bits of the book. Is this nostalgia for the past is tied up with the
Mhm.
elves, and other characters embody it. Gimli does so quite beautifully.
Mhm.
And even like the hobbits, like wanting to stay home. Like it's a good place. It's good to defend an innocent, sort of naive place,
Mhm.
but you can't stay there.
Yeah.
And Lorien, I love it so much because it's a culmination of a lot of the ideas we've seen in Fellowship.
Yeah.
And Galadriel's development is one of the more clear and striking examples of this, and you see it in the song she sings.
Okay.
She talks about basically the creation of Lothlorien that
Yeah.
she's responsible for. I think maybe there's a larger force, but she's enriched it through her power.
Yeah.
And she's protected it through her power. And we talked about the flaws Lorien has had.
Yeah.
But it's certainly been a refuge for the road-weary elf
Mhm.
and for the Fellowship.
Yeah.
And that's a benefit.
There are great blessings to having outposts like that.
Yeah.
Along
And
the
next,
way.
it has the sort of value the Shire does.
Mhm.
The problem is elves even more than hobbits shouldn't just stay
Yeah.
where they're comfortable, like we discussed already.
Yeah.
And that's what Galadriel is finally realizing. Because again, it's interesting because she's kind of in contrast to all these other elves.
Okay.
She's blessed them immensely. But even Celeborn the Wise wasn't from the West.
Mhm.
She's a Noldorian elf. She's from the West. And so she came from a wise kindred, and she's always had good motivations. Except, like, she was convinced to come to the West because she liked the idea of having her own kingdom. Was exactly what she has done. And it's a great kingdom. I don't think there's any better kingdom in Middle-earth.
Yeah.
But that's not the point, especially for
Hmm.
elves. And I think it's really, really striking seeing her wrestle with these ideas.
Cool.
Um,
What you just said makes a whole lot more sense of her entire character than I just got from reading it.
Yeah.
I think.
So and that's a Tolkien problem, I guess we can say.
Yeah.
Is I prefer thinking of it as a cool thing, as you get hints of it, and it gets richer the more you dive into other things he's written.
Yeah.
But
That can be cool. It's just not what I'm expecting. It's
Yeah.
also different to read a book for fun versus reading a book to try and analyze it,
that's true.
because I get
You are doing that.
way more picky,
You do.
and yeah,
Yeah. But
not
it's-
always helpful. Sometimes helpful, not always helpful.
The last thing I wanted to say about the song is that well, if you're listening to this, you should just go read it, because I'm doing a disservice just by summarizing it. But she says winter is coming for Lorien,
Mm-hmm.
which again, when the ring is destroyed, spring is never going to come to Lorien again.
Yeah.
It's not going to go through this cycle of rebirth and death and spring and winter anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to start fading away from here on out.
Yeah.
It will be in winter until it's just gone.
Yeah.
Which is a great tragedy. There's a beautiful metaphor of like it's like the river going down, just washing. It never stops moving.
Mm-hmm.
So too these years are passing. But she says, "Too long I've dwelt on this shore, and like made this crown for myself. Like I wanted to be a ruler. She's been here too long, holding to this desire. She's been away a long time, and even though she wasn't as blatantly a rebel as other Noldorian elves, she did leave with those rebels.
Yeah.
And so there's some doubt in her mind. She says, if I sing now of ships, what ship would come to me? What ship would bear me across so wide a sea? So there's some doubt in her mind as if she can even do that. I think her choice, when she talked to Frodo, she said, I'll diminish and go into the west. I think logically she recognizes she can do that, but there's like some emotional doubt.
Yeah.
Like, I've
She
been here.
wants to
I've
do
been here
that.
a long time.
Yeah.
I was a rebel. I don't
Yeah.
know if I can go back.
I think it seems like she wants to go back.
She does.
But is unsure of practically how that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But is willing to put herself out there and try.
Yeah. And that's the admirable thing.
Yeah, and it's like even if she can't do it, she does provide a bunch of gifts for these people and sets them on their way and tries to do her best for them. And so whether or not those are the perfect methods, I don't know, but she's trying.
Yeah.
And so that is admirable,
Mm-hmm.
even if I don't agree with everything
Sure
about her
enough.
character. It is interesting, now that you're laying that out, that connects to something else I saw, because at the end of that paragraph after her song, it says Frodo's considering Galadriel, and she seemed like a washed-up relic of a bygone era, basically, because that's what she is. And I read that the first time and said, wow, that seems harsh. But now with you explaining the song, it's like, oh, that makes sense. That is what she is, I guess. That is who her character is. And so that also makes sense and plugs in there. They get some advice for their journey from Celeborn about exactly how to go, and here are your two options, which again it's back to the, like, this just feels awkward. He already explains, he already asked them at the beginning of the chapter, are they going west or east?
It's like if you were talking to your grandpa. It's like, I'm leaving. Well, make sure you go this way. Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom quick. Now you're leaving. Make sure you go this way.
Yeah, and it's just like,
he's an old guy,
but
I don't know.
Yeah, it's especially here. It is an explanation of what's on either side. It's not just a question of like, which way are you going, but he helps them think through it, which just could have been
you
put
could say
together
this
with
is
the others.
redundant
So
here.
whatever.
No, that's a fair critique.
It's just, it's a broader example of giving them advice, which is nice.
Yeah, it's sort of un-elven of him.
Yeah, at least, and he doesn't make a choice for them. He allows them to make their own choice.
Yep.
Which is good, which is what he said he would do.
He does foreshadow Fangorn, which means some people will be going that way.
Yes.
Tolkien's not going to mention something needlessly, except for the Shadow of the Past chapter, I guess.
Except for sometimes when he does. Yeah. But yes, there's a forest. It's kind of sus. It says Boromir.
And
Boromir will not go into the forest.
Oh. Dang.
I mean,
true.
But that's how it goes. He indeed does not go in there like he doesn't want to. Anything else on that for the moment before they start actually saying goodbye?
I think there's a couple. You said, well, I think we should talk about the gifts now.
Yeah. You know what else feels awkward? Now it is time to drink the cup of farewell. We've drunk the cup of farewell, so come here and sit down while I give you some presents, and then you can get up and leave again.
That's just how they did it, man.
Is that how they did it?
You start saying goodbye with a cup of farewell.
Is
that gift giving is always something you do at the end? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to doing that in the midst of, like, at the end of the meal, and then you close out the meal, and then you leave. It feels like she closes out the meal and then makes them sit down again, and then gives them gifts.
Well, they were probably sitting anyhow.
It's very good.
Well, anyway.
Bizarre. Anyway,
Gifts.
Gifts time.
Yeah.
She gives some gifts to people.
So last time
Or is it
you
gifts?
said, oh my word. Last time you said most of these gifts aren't like super useful.
Yes.
Yes.
They're just weird. They're weird. And I would,
You keep using that word.
Yeah.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
I think it does. Weird just means
so.
I don't really get it.
Overall, it's tokens of favor,
Okay.
which is great.
Yeah.
But not all of them are like that. Some of them are like, okay, whatever. Like the belts. Boromir, Pippin, and Merry are sort of shortchanged here.
Yep.
Though, don't ever listen to someone who tells you a belt's not useful.
That's true. That is true.
But I think there are some more striking gifts here.
Mhm.
Legolas gets he's only had like a short woodland bow. Now he has like a full-on longer bow sort of thing.
Yeah.
he's going to put it to good use. I think it's interesting that Aragorn gets a sheath whose whole shtick is the blade drawn from the sheath won't be broken even in defeat.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen Aragorn is on the cusp of a lot of messed up stuff, reeling from Gandalf's defeat, and he's going to make more mistakes before he makes good choices. So I think that's thematically appropriate too.
Yeah.
In addition to just being awesome.
Yeah. That's a cool idea. I'm thrown off by it won't be stained or broken.
Mm-hmm.
So just like it won't get blood on it, or
I think like smeared
like
or
UV light sheath that
no.
cleanses it. I mean, that's
Like-
what I have in my mind. It's
like
very odd.
stained, as in like some permanent scarring on the blade. I think
Okay.
not like super.
Yeah.
liquid sort of
Do you think
stains.
it's literal like physical stuff? Do you think it's just like nobody's going to think poorly of it even if it gets defeated, like a reputation kind of thing?
Well, I think it's a literal gift,
Okay.
but I think it's striking that it matches Aragorn's
Okay.
larger journey.
Fair enough. So
Sam-
he gets that. He also gets
Oh yes,
a rock.
yes, it's a token.
It's a healing item in the Fellowship of the Ring 2002.
Is it really?
PS2
It's not
game.
magic. The PlayStation has corrupted you. This is from.
You just eat an elfstone and you heal.
This is Celebrian. It's from Celebrian, I think.
Yes.
Who is Galadriel's daughter, who is Arwen's mother.
Yes. So.
This is like an ancient, beautiful gem from the West.
Mm-hmm.
This has been in Galadriel's family for all like 4 generations or whatever.
4 generations meaning thousands of years.
Thousands of years.
Yeah.
But she gives it to this Aragorn fellow.
Okay, I guess that's cool.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's a token.
Yeah, because right before this, she asked him if he needed anything. And I'm going to sound smart here because I'm going to make a point that Andrew made to me yesterday. Because she asks him if he needs anything, and he says, "You know the thing that I want, which is presumably Arwen.
Yeah.
But I'll only achieve that. Like I'll only get with Arwen after I come through darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot of work to do. It's back to Aragorn's earlier theme. There's a lot of work to do before he actually gets to settle down and have a family.
Mm-hmm.
38 years and counting, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a good thing he has a long life. And so he gets this rock that would be Arwen's mother's.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like an engagement token,
Yes.
I guess.
Sort of.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. And it's striking after I think Aragorn is sort of despairing a
Mhm.
little bit.
Yeah.
But not a little bit. To some degree. Maybe that's the way I'll say it.
Disheartened.
Disheartened of the chances of becoming king
Mhm.
and being married to Arwen.
Yeah.
Now he has a token that symbolizes, like, it's just a rock, right? But it symbolizes the success of that, you know?
Mhm. And that's a rock fact,
Yes.
as they say. So yes, that is pretty cool. And I didn't notice in the last couple chapters ago when he thought about Arwen, he looked tall and kingly.
Yes.
And now when he puts on the rock, he also looks tall
Yeah,
and kingly.
that's the
And so
parallel
that
there.
would be a connection back to there,
Mm-hmm.
which I just totally missed because I didn't understand the Elvish that he used 2 chapters ago. And then she gives Boromir a belt.
Yeah.
And like
Sam's gift
Sam,
is sort of
yes.
like the Aragorn Elfstone gift.
yes.
Because that Elfstone points to, like, legacy and hope after this quest.
Yeah.
And Sam's gift is much the same.
Yeah.
Which is, what are you going to use this dust that really enhances and beautifies your garden? Nothing during the quest.
No.
But it's something
He gets
to
a
use
small box of
afterward.
dirt from
Yes.
Lorien that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you ever get back to the Shire,
Mm-hmm.
like this will not help you on the road. It will not defend you. But if you keep it and get back home, then maybe you'll get something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that is a promise for the future as well.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty beautiful.
Which makes more sense now that I understand that Aragorn's rock is a promise for the future as well.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that makes sense.
So I think that's a cool parallel.
I don't hate this as much as I thought I would.
That's good.
Shame.
But
Terrible.
here's the most astounding thing: is the culmination of Gimli's knightly arc.
Yeah, his character arc's done at this point.
Well,
Nowhere else to go.
No. He has got some more.
Oh, that's
but
good. That's good.
Just I think like Aragorn's development is kind of front loaded.
Mm-hmm.
Gimli's sort of is too.
Yeah.
This is not the end of his story. He has plenty more to do.
Mm-hmm.
Legolas, as a side note, is as close as we get to a static character, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But that's fine. He's an old elf. It doesn't matter that we see Galadriel changing a lot. It's fine. The elf in our fellowship can stay the same. We have elves at home.
He
The
doesn't
elves
need a
at home
character.
is just Legolas. Oh my goodness.
The Keebler guy in the pantry.
Anyway,
that's who
Legolas is definitely the weakest member in the fellowship in terms of like narrative meaning,
Yeah.
I think. Anyway, Gimli is awesome. We've
Yes.
seen Galadriel went out on a limb to show love instead of prejudice. Gimli courageously and humbly accepts that,
Mm-hmm.
even though they were not kind to him at first.
Mm-hmm.
And he recognizes it and he praises Galadriel, not because he's not going to get married to dwarf women later, like half the people you read on Reddit say.
Oh.
I don't know.
Actually,
I don't know. I don't read
Probably.
it on Reddit. It just
That's
I
good.
hear a lot of people say stuff like that.
Well, that's,
I should say YouTube comments.
stupid.
That'd be more
Yeah.
accurate to where I read
you know,
things.
they're pretty much the same tier.
But anyway, Gimli's not
Our
doing.
YouTube comments would be excellent.
He's not doing that. He's praising her wisdom and beauty because he recognizes like her understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's what moves him. And this gift dynamic is going to really hammer that home.
Yeah.
I love it very much. I'll just walk through here.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
And this shows, I don't think as much as a flaw. Well, it's not racism that she doesn't have a gift for Gimli, but inexperience with dwarves, which is a lesser sort of flaw. Because she says, "What gift would I give Gimli the dwarf? What would you ask of us? I'd like to give you something. I knew all these other things would be useful for other people, but I didn't know what to get you.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd like to get you something. Please ask."
Yeah.
And Gimli says, "No, I don't want a gift." And he responds in knightly grace, saying, "It's enough to have seen you."
Well, it's also like a little bit of a challenge to him, maybe.
Well,
of like
perhaps.
not in a bad way.
No.
I still think her earlier challenges were not the most helpful, but this seems like a more benevolent one. Like,
That's true.
I
What
will
are you going to ask
do
for?
anything you
Yeah.
want.
There could be an extent to that. If it is, I think it's smaller than some of the other stuff going on
Yeah.
here.
Maybe.
But that's fair. But he says, "No, it's enough to seen you, but more importantly, the latter thing he says, and to have heard her gentle words."
Yeah.
Which are to praise
Significant.
him, his people, and to understand him instead of like putting him at arm's length.
Yeah.
Gimli likes being treated like a person.
Understandable.
So
Good for him.
he says it's enough to have seen you, but more importantly, to have heard your fair words.
Mm-hmm.
And Galadriel says, "Okay, people need to stop gossiping about dwarves. Let none here from now on. Let none say that dwarves are grasping and ungracious."
Yeah.
And that's what they've been saying for probably 1,000 years.
Or more. Yes.
But she says, "Surely there's something I can give you. Let me give you something. Name it, and I won't have you be the only guest without a gift." And then Gimli is very embarrassed. He says, "There's nothing unless, well, no, I shouldn't ask. Well, a single strand of your hair."
I don't ask for it, but you commanded
Yes.
me to say
She's
it.
trapped
and so,
herself.
Fine.
And she's kind of shocked. Celeborn and the other elves are like, "What?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a bold request of anybody."
Yeah.
But they certainly don't expect it from a dwarf.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go on a
He's
small
very knightly.
tangent here. Tolkien writes that while they were still in the West, the original elf rebel, his name's Fëanor.
Yeah.
Galadriel doesn't care for Fëanor at all, but she ended up following some of the people who were following him to Middle-earth.
Okay.
Fëanor was the greatest smith ever and gem crafter ever, much greater than Sauron or Celebrimbor or anyone else.
Yeah.
Okay? What?
Nothing helpful.
Okay.
I used my Rings of Power references. I can't do
Yes.
it.
But Celebrimbor he's the one, or sorry, not Celebrimbor. Fëanor is the one who makes the Silmarils.
Yeah. Oh. That's cool.
And there, he uses the light from a goddess's magic trees. Okay, he traps that light in gems because it's not magic because it's elves, but
Yeah.
he's just that skilled, right? He
Mhm.
can hammer and trap light in these beautiful gems. And he's like, whoa. He sees Galadriel. He's like, yo, your hair is really beautiful. Could I take some of your hair to enhance the beauty of these Silmarils? And she can see Fëanor is jealous and is like set to for a dark path.
Yeah.
So she doesn't want her hair being used in anything that he's going to craft.
Fair.
And so she says no, and he asks her 2 more times, and she says no. And he's like the most powerful, skilled elf ever in their history, but she denied him that request. Gimli doesn't know he's doing the same kind of thing.
Yeah,
and he's doing it in a very different context. So he says, "Well, I'd like a strand of your hair." And it's interesting because Fëanor, this is probably a bit of a stretch, but not too much. Fëanor is sort of objectifying Galadriel. It's like, your hair is beautiful. I just like your hair.
Mm-hmm.
The reason Gimli wants her hair is because look what he says.
Yeah.
Because she says, what would you do with it? He says, I would treasure it in memory of your words to me at our first meeting. That's why he wants it.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's just awesome.
Yeah. And if I ever get home, I'm going to immortalize that as a symbol of unity between elves and dwarves.
Yeah, so it's about your kindness and how I can keep being a friend to elves.
Yeah. Gimli is wanting to correct the Lothlorien problem of being only for themselves and not being unified with the people. Gimli wants to correct that. And to Galadriel's credit here, which I'm understanding more now, to her credit, she joins in that and she's willing to extend that. And if it's true that she does go on and like fight wars to like help people around her, then that's really cool because that would be an outgrowth of this.
It would. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. The elves help Gimli and Gimli helps the elves.
Yes.
And it's not one-sided or anything like that. Cool.
It's awesome.
Very cool. I like that.
A bold request, but
I like that. Yeah. And then she gives him 3 hairs instead.
Yes, which very, very much parallels the Fëanor situation. 3 times asked, none. 1 time asked, get 3.
Yeah. So ask for things less, and you get more stuff. that's the key there, I guess. So that's cool.
But this is really why Legolas, and why we probably don't need to spend too much time on like how Legolas and Gimli became friends. It's just a testament to how Gimli has navigated this, and it's Gimli who causes this friendship to happen.
Yeah.
This is how Gimli reacts at every turn here.
It is definitely Gimli here.
That really wakes Legolas up to, well, you're a great guy.
Yeah.
And then they become friends.
Yeah. I guess that's true. That's not really what I got reading through it. It looks like Gimli's putting in a lot of effort, and then Legolas does invite Gimli to hang out with him, but that doesn't seem to be motivated by much. It's just
you have to
Legolas just doesn't have much personal character development. Just not much time spent with him.
The least of anybody.
Shame. Does that change in future?
I mean,
books?
we hear him more in the Two Towers, but again, we're focusing more on Aragorn and Gimli.
Okay. Interesting. So Tolkien also didn't know what to do with the elves.
Well, he knows how to write Galadriel and Elrond.
That's
for
true.
sure.
That's true.
Legolas kind of gets the short end of the stick.
Interesting. May as well. And then Galadriel comes to... Galadriel says to Gimli that if hope doesn't fail, so I assume if they win, then your hands will flow with gold, and yet you won't have dominion. Over you, gold will have no dominion. Maybe I read worse than everybody else does. Okay, interesting.
Like, to be fair,
that's so cool.
This phrase, it's great.
Oh, okay. Because that's a reversal of the Lonely Mountain curse, basically.
It is.
Okay, that's fascinating. All right, I was gonna say something sarcastic, but never mind. I'll hit Frodo with it instead. Frodo gets a flashlight.
Yeah.
That's it.
We've seen Aragorn isn't sure if there's light beyond the darkness. Gimli is blessing this contingent on there being light beyond the darkness.
Yeah.
And so Galadriel gives Frodo a light for when you're in darkness.
It's a little bit on the nose.
Yes.
It will be very useful, though.
Sure
And
enough.
I think, I forget in the last chapter, did Sam see himself with the light? Was that part of his vision? I don't remember. He was at a dark cliff. He's in a dim passage.
Yeah, he sees himself
climbing the
near
stairs.
Shelob.
Yes, and he will end up using the light near Shelob. I don't think he specifically saw it in the vision, but that's going to be relevant later on, and that kind of ties right back in there. Mm-hmm. So Frodo takes the file, and then like as he's standing there with Galadriel, he sees her as great, but without the threat of taking the ring anymore.
Because now
she's changed
in the story,
which is cool.
She is completely committed to this course of action.
Yeah. So that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then they leave again, and the elves sing a song in Elvish.
This is a good song,
which Frodo does translate later on, or like it's right next to it.
Yeah.
Frodo, when he comes back, he writes it down
again,
and
the elves have sort of escaped in their kingdoms. It's certainly true for the Lorien elves.
Mm-hmm.
But the years are passing.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you don't be a Balrog. Confront what you need to confront.
Yeah.
I really like the metaphor, like who shall refill. Or I've drank lots of sweet mead in these beautiful halls, but my cup is running empty. Who's gonna refill my cup?
Yeah,
which is a really cool metaphor. And Galadriel, and she's gonna try to get other elves to realize this too. She's realizing I can't refill my cup here.
Yeah,
I have to leave.
Yeah, it's the elves in the land of exile.
Yeah,
is how it ends off. And so the point is a reunification of elves where they should be. But to do that, they need to unify with the peoples around them, beat Sauron up for a minute, and then
it's a very bittersweet sort of song, but ends on a more hopeful note than the last one.
Yeah.
As opposed to, what ship will bear me? She says, maybe I shall find Valimar. That is the countries in the west. Yeah.
Cool. Song interpretation is something that I am...
No, I'm a huge sucker for these songs.
Fair enough. I am not a poetry guy, so... it's very helpful to have someone explain it to me where I don't have to pay that much attention to it. And it's after this, because they hear those songs, and then they are leaving down the river, and Legolas and Gimli have a brief chat.
Ooh, can I say one thing before we their chat is great. Here's something interesting.
Simply chat.
Is so Lothlorien means dream flower.
Okay.
I'll take your word for that. Lorien, when you shorten it, take off like the flower suffix or prefix rather.
Yeah.
Because I guess it's functions of a prefix at this word. Lorien just means dreamland. Oh. Which is
like Kirby?
No, like a land that's only a dream that you can't stay in all the time. Yes.
So like Kirby. Okay,
thank you.
Yes.
So I think that's interesting. It used to have a longer name, which meant Valley of the Singing Gold. So it had nothing to do with dreams. So then it's like, this is the dream forest, dream flower. Now it's just a dream land, and it's fading even from that.
Yeah. Interesting.
And this idea that Lorien has a lot of like really important Edenic elements with all the important flaws we've discussed as well. But what Galadriel's realizing, and which really brings home a lot of these like you can't stay in the Shire ideas.
Yeah.
Is that Eden is ahead, not behind.
Yeah.
The elves can't make the world into a paradise. You can't make the Shire everything it needs to be without leaving it.
Yeah.
I really like how it really brings a lot of those ideas together.
Cool. the more we read through this, the more I'm realizing this is very biblical, but not in just like biblical themes and such, but in even how you read the Bible. Because someone who's coming into the Bible is reading it and saying, I don't know what half this stuff means. Like, I understand the basic story elements, but
the more you have an idea of the broader picture, the more you get out of where you're at.
yes, and the more you know, like the background information and everything that comes at the end, the more you're actually able to
that's a good
understand.
Point. Yeah.
And so it's weird because you've read this a lot more than I have, and a lot more recently than I have, and so you're putting all these things together, and I'm just like, okay, like people are saying stuff that's weird, but the idea of it being a dreamland makes sense because the way it's written, I have it written in my notes somewhere.
You even said it felt sort of dreamy.
It's dreamy.
That's one of your first weird complaints you had with it.
It's got a very odd feeling because it's not like anywhere else.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think Tolkien did that on purpose.
Yeah. But it's not something I would connect until I know the Elvish that translates Lorien into whatever terminology. So that's a very interesting thing to keep in mind, I guess. It's been an interesting read. We'll have to reflect on like the experience of reading the book later on at the end of it, but
for sure.
Curious in that. So Legolas and Gimli have a chat, and Gimli's kind of questioning like, why did I come here? And Legolas is very positive towards Gimli. He says it was good that you chose to be here, and that was good. You could have left, you could have stayed in Lothlorien, which you clearly love, but you didn't, and that was the right choice to make. And so it is nice to see them shoring each other
up. You actually
up.
See some evidence of friendship there.
Yes, the one interaction, but yes, it is there. And so they, do you have anything else on that? Otherwise, they just kind of like boat down the river for a bit.
Well, just a couple of things,
Sure.
right?
That's all I have on this chapter is they just boat down the river.
When, like, I guess it's 2 episodes ago at this point, Haldir says, I don't want to leave Lorien. Who knows if they have beautiful trees in the west?
Yeah.
And Mary says, I wish I never left the Shire. There's Balrogs out here. And Haldir says, well, there's also a lot of beautiful things. And even though, like, for him, the Lothlorien is a place he needs to leave, for a lot of these people, they're guests. Like, this is a blessing that comes from leaving your homeland. Helps you understand the world at large. And Mary was afraid and regretting all the perils. Gimli's a knight. He's not afraid of perils. So he's like, and he tells Legolas as much. He says, I knew there'd be danger, and I was ready for torment in the dark. It's like, bring it on. But if I knew I'd have to leave behind beautiful things, I don't know if I'd have had the courage to come. Yeah. Which sort of also
curious
adds greater context to the very difficult decision. Like, in a way, like if you have wisdom, you realize leaving Lorien is the only thing you can do if you're Galadriel. You can't hold on to it forever.
Yeah.
Even if you have the ring. And that's why she doesn't take the ring, of course. But Gimli's awareness there shows it adds, like, this is a really hard decision for Galadriel, who is standing in for all the elves who know what's happening. Yeah. Like, it's like you said, it's the only real decision that can be made. But that doesn't make it any less difficult. Yeah. And Gimli's experiencing like a lesser degree of that. Even in the winter of Lorien, he's like, man, I wish I could just stay and enjoy beautiful, wonderful things.
Yeah.
And now he's put himself into the camp of people like Aragorn and Gandalf and Frodo, which is you can't stay home when there's work to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people are challenged by the work that there is to do. Some people are challenged by the comfort that there is that you can avoid.
Yeah.
And so some people stay in comfort not because it's comfortable, but because the work is too much for them, or they think it's too much for them. And some people go to work not because they're diligent, but just because they don't know the comfort or they don't want to take part in the comfort. And so there are different motivations for what people fear, which is very interesting. they're all going on the journey, but they're all motivated differently, and
Sure.
and they're all going to end up in very different places.
That's true.
So
And the last paragraph here, of course, is showing the dream lifting. You get
Mhm.
a lengthy description, which is not the beautiful vibrancy of Lorien, but the very mundane, regular world.
Yeah.
They're back there again.
and good riddance.
Oh,
Eh.
I don't know if you think that anymore.
I appreciate more what Galadriel's doing. I
Mhm.
still don't really like Lorien itself.
Okay.
Heaven on
enough.
Earth is cool, but I don't really like it.
Yes.
Well,
And that is the point, I
yeah.
suppose.
Yeah, and so I think that point resonated with me, regardless
True
of what
enough.
anything else did.
Yeah. That is the most striking thing to me.
So I guess we will call it there then.
Well, I guess it's good we didn't try to combine these.
Probably good.
Well, combine Mirror of Galadriel
These
with
last
this
two.
chapter.
Yeah. Well, next time we'll do chapter 9, which
Yes.
is chapter 21,
Mm-hmm.
which is chapter 9. So next time, the Great River, and then the time after that, the breaking of the Fellowship, and then we're done
Yeah.
with Fellowship of the Ring. Maybe do some amount of commentary on overall thoughts on the book, but
Yeah.
a lot of that will be wrapped up in those last couple of chapters.
Probably so.
Well, hey, we're like right at an hour. That's crazy.
Spectacular.
We're so good at this. We're very timely individuals who are really good at condensing our thoughts down to make them concise and clear. So I guess we'll leave it there, and we'll pick up in the next one next time. I forgot what it was called.
The Great River.
The Great River next time. There is a river. It is great. And then they're not on it anymore, but that's a spoiler alert